coming to you live from the sunburnt country. It's time for Destiny Down Under.
G'day and welcome to episode 183 of the Destiny Down Under podcast. As every week, I'm Longcast Love, and as every week, I'm joined by none other than Mylan Halo Master Chief Games. How you going, Copper?
I am. That's the first time I approve of whatever stupid nickname you've given me.
Nah, look. Master Chief, Petty Officer Master Chief. I'm just going to go petty piece of shit, Mylan Games.
Mate, I get it. Wait. I think every week, I reckon you could montage me as my experience going through Halo. when is it going to be? When are you going to see depressed me? What was it? Halo 4? It starts to.
Yeah, I did. I'd play Reach. You'll be plenty depressed after that, and then just that's it. Don't even go to Halo 4. A lot of people are. I'm sick of the Halo 4 apologists. No, it wasn't that bad. Fucking hell.
Oh, mate.
No, it's not that bad.
I tell you what, I want to go through all of them so I can experience the roller coaster, do you know?
Yeah.
And then
just before we die, we're going to talk about Destiny, but Matt said something before, like immediately before we started, which we do. The best stuff that we say is normally not on the podcast. Matt said, just repeat what you said.
Okay, look, right? Destiny. Let me just say this. I said to Log, because Log's a huge Halo fan, right? And I'm discovering it for the first time somehow without ever having any spoilers. I posted a stupid fucking reaction to the Arbiter mission in Halo 2, which has just got more views than any of my YouTube videos get in fucking 6 years of uploading Destiny content. And then the entire Twitter comments of people arguing about why they hate Halo 4 or 5 or something like that. I'm getting notifications.
Is that what's keeping that tweet alive? Just people bickering about Halo 4?
Yeah.
Yes. Now you get it.
Look, that's where I'm up to in Halo 2. I said to Log, look, I see what you mean about Halo 2. It's got the epic moments, but Halo Combat Evolved is a masterpiece. And I just got the most death stare.
I went the whole. I can't even sell it. I can't even sell it.
Yeah, we can't even recreate it.
We can't even recreate it. I was emotionally traumatized. Look, you know nothing. You are Jon Snow in this shit, and you will write it out, and then, and only then, we'll talk about it.
Then I can comment on. I'm just saying, right? Look. Halo 2 cutscenes so far, amazing. Epic moments, amazing. Yeah. It feels like it's made for co-op. It feels like you need a buddy with you because of the warthogs and tanks, the fucking sniper alleys, etc., etc. But at the moment, don't get angry. At the moment, I feel like the environmental storytelling and the pacing of Halo Combat Evolved is chef kisses. Is perfect.
Yeah, I'll agree with that, but I also don't think that I don't think you've seen shit yet. So.
Okay.
that's like I'm not offended by saying that like Halo CE is an incredible game because it is, but all four of them in the MCC are incredible, and I'm really hoping that ODST comes out late this year because it's different again. It's a real tonal departure. And a fucking absolute truckload of Nathan Fillion, so we can get our little Cade's dead fix in that. So we can do that.
There you go.
Yeah, good. But
nice.
As every week, it's been another. I don't know. Things are a little bit quiet on the Western Front in Destiny. So we are exploring different things. I've played a little bit this week. I streamed on Wednesday night. I tried to stream on Monday night and everything just shit itself. And then I found out my hard drive's half dead. So I guess all the fucking
what happened?
all the console peasants are laughing now.
Smiling Jack console peasants.
No, I just reformatted it, and I think it was. I hope that it was just like there's part in it that's dead or something. That as long as I don't fucking fully fill it, it's fine and there's no issue. But yeah, we'll see. There'll probably be streams cancelled in the short term future because I've not fixed it. Who knows?
I think everyone like technical difficulties. Everyone hates technical difficulties. There's an extra layer of hate when you've got a stream to do as well.
Yeah,
there's an extra layer of like infuriation. When
it was good on Monday because it was like I'm like, nah, I can finally play guitar again because I got the bandage off my finger, which probably didn't turn out to be the wisest move, but I can talk about that in a moment. But and I'm like, I play guitar for like 40 minutes, and then I'm like, no, right, cool. Now I'm finally ready to sit down and play some games. Let's jump into a few games of Destiny. Bam, bam, fucking
shut the bed.
It was like running. Destiny initially was running. It was running at like fucking 20 frames per second, and I'm like, oh, this is just. I was offended. There was so few frames, so I had to quit it out. And then it's just like this, like literally the whole stream was playing guitar while updates for Destiny were downloading before I finally just gave up and fucking ended the stream.
Yeah,
but good fun all the same. But yeah, you dude, how's your week been? Can we sum up the Mylan Games week in a couple of sentences?
I'm pretty sure I finished Halo Combat Evolved on the Monday, and I think we started it on the Tuesday from memory. And so I've been going through that on stream. Finished another lore video on Wednesday. Gamma Trap's working on the artwork. It's going to be really cool artwork. That will be out on Sunday night US, Monday morning Australia. More people stealing Gamma Trap's artwork, which is good and bad because everything fucking Gamma Trap posts at the moment gets like, dude, it's nutty. It's like thousands of likes every time he posts any of his artwork. It's awesome.
You've just got to be that.
To the territory, people just
be
fucking
that
steal
good
it now.
You just got to be that good. Like,
yeah.
He's always been disgustingly talented, and it's kind of like over the last year or so, he's probably getting the recognition he fucking deserves from the wider community. You know what I mean?
When he really went full time. The thing about Gamma Trap, he doesn't even stick to a style. That's like his real talent. He'll fucking just like he'll say to me, Mr. Munkus, Brian Munkus.
Yep.
And he's trying to say, he's like, I fucking found out what settings he used. I've got him. And that's when that's when he like whatever style brush he found or whatever effects he found or whatever fucking program he uses. He's like, watch this, and that's when he did that Fell Winter piece that was in the snow, and it was went nutty.
I'm comforted to hear that art works exactly the same way as music does, in that there's like all these secret source things hidden in it. Just like once you figure them out, you either be the good bloke and tell everyone else how to do it, or you just sit on it, know yourself, and keep it secret, keep it safe.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
So and then I went away again. Danny's had a fucking rough week at work. A lot of people lost their jobs, etc. Fucking Danny, I didn't have a contract renewed and went down a fair few levels. And we had another weekend away with my friends from uni. So went down to Margaret River in the southwest of Western Australia and chilled out. And it was a beautiful weekend away. I literally just got in the door Sunday Arvo and jumped in the podcast. My best bud there.
Fuck yeah. And look. Before you go jump into any conclusions, Western Australia actually doing incredibly well on the coronavirus front. So
by the way, we don't have like any cases, by the way.
Yeah, you are kind of, provided you're not traveling interstate or whatever, you're doing pretty well over there, right? Like fucking Victoria midday today was declared a fucking in a state of emergency, right? Going downhill that far.
I don't even know, like, we don't have to wear masks. Gyms are still open, places still open.
Yeah.
It's pretty stark, the difference. It's pretty much business as usual at the moment. Because we're so isolated, we don't, and the borders have been closed. We've been fine and dandy.
It's finally paying off being the most isolated city on the face of the earth.
Finally.
But look, if you're rocking on in Victoria and you're in lockdowns, just know that we're thinking of you, because I mean we've all been there a little bit.
Yeah.
Being there a second time round is no fucking fun, and just please look after your own mental health and your family and the people that you can impact. It's a fucking big deal. Play games, connect with people, all that sort of shit. So, you know, it's important. Stay on top of it, because it's fucking this is we were talking about it last night. Me and Keggy were having a yarn, and like Keg's my best mate. I've known him for forever, and like I mean a lot of you probably already know that, but we were just like, it's just gone on so long now that it is like I've even found myself doing things that I'm like kind of in hindsight angry at myself for. Like I'll just line up at Coles to buy something or whatever, and then I'm like, oh shit, no, I'm not standing on the friggin' marks on the ground. You know, like there's like a fatigue, and it's real. So I can only imagine what it's like somewhere where this sort of stuff is, you know, starting to spiral out of control again. So just know that we're thinking of you. That was a bit of a serious segue there, but it's it's fucking crap.
I definitely I'm very fortunate I haven't had to give it a huge amount of thought. So it's probably going to be pretty tough for WA because I imagine it will eventually happen. I don't know. So
on the other side of the coin, there's been a whole heap of like recent trials and medical trials and stuff of vaccines that are sounding relatively promising. So while I'm not going to even begin to be a reliable news source and fucking relay that to our audience, I'll tell you to go and fucking Google it and find out for yourself. So whether or not you're, it's, man, I don't know, unprecedented times, and obviously it's everywhere. You know, it's in the States as well, and I can only imagine what it's like there, because it's never really let up. But fuck. Anyway, do you want to talk about video games instead of like plagues?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So what we're gonna do? Because there's not much in the 12. We've got a couple of things lined up. Maddie's going to give us the lore of the Icy Boys later in the episode. So there's your little tease. We're going to get into why stasis works for darkness and why it all makes sense. And then I think before we do that, we're gonna jump into a bit of a discussion that we've seen doing the rounds on Twitter this week. Marco Style actually brought it up. Great YouTuber. The amount of money that recovery services are throwing at content creators to try and get promotional ads in their videos. So we'll just talk about that in general. But we'll go through, we'll do the Destiny dishes first, and we'll blow through the TWAB. And really, it's basically Iron Banner's coming next week. That's what's happening. So that's it. There's a sidearm. You can get the auto rifle. Happy days. And there's a bit of a hot fix preview in there too.
Aren't people farming something? What's his fucking farm? I'm seeing this.
There was a Last Wish exotic farm that was nerfed through the week. So
is that for hungering whatever it's called? Auto?
No. Gnawing hunger is you just grind for that. It's in your engrams, in your umbrals.
Oh, I don't know why I thought there was. Look, I haven't been keeping up. I just thought I saw another way to farm it. I don't know.
Maybe there is. I admittedly have been. No, I'll put it this way. I haven't been on Reddit for a bit. And it's been good. It's normally the only way to find out this sort of shit, unless I'm really invested. So whatever. Yeah. So I mean, I don't know. I think we're due for another Iron Banner. I'm still chasing the ever elusive enhanced shotgun targeting mod that will allow me to stop using 2 shotgun targeting mods on my fucking helmet. I don't know why I do that, but I do. But beyond that, there's I don't know. I mean, we always struggle with these periods with the podcast where we get to a point where it's like, well, you know, there's a lull, and this one's probably going to be the worst one we're ever going to have to go through because of the delay and all that sort of shit. So just take it as read that the DDU is probably going to go off the rails almost continuously for the next fucking 2.5 months. So unless we've got tangible Destiny shit to be talking about, we're going to talk Destiny. We'll talk everything that's going on, and then we'll talk about other shit as well, because it's always what we've done.
I'm running out of lore. I've read every book and I feel like I've covered every major topic of the lore. I've got how many weeks left to go?
Do you want me to tell you something that you could do the lore on?
Go on.
Oh.
Dude, how many fucking books are in Halo?
Fucking hundreds, mate. Get reading. I've read them all already.
Have you?
No, not all of them. There's definitely some have come out after I dropped off the Halo wagon and jumped on the Destiny one. But dude, I don't know. You could do one and see how it went. I think people would be pretty well received. I don't know. I don't know why. I mean, I do know why. But there's kind of like the Destiny Halo thing. For me, as much as there's fucking people that still want to try and pretend like they're vastly different communities, I think they're really largely the same community.
Do you know there's been times when I'm playing Halo, I'm like, okay, I understand how Nightfall cheeses evolved.
Oh yeah.
Do you know, like, yeah, I was like, oh, this came from Halo. This came from people playing Halo and be like, oh yeah, if you sit in this spot, fucking you can just kill everything.
Yep. Yeah, dude, everything like Destiny is just Halo 2.0. Really, it's an evolution. It's like,
don't say that.
Look, it'll probably piss people off. People won't like it, but it is, and that's just kind of the deal.
Hey, let's talk. Oh fuck! Now, how do I keep bringing it back to Halo? You're like, shut up.
Oh, I did it that time.
This is like me doing Tarkov, but normally you don't fucking indulge in it because you don't like Tarkov. Bad. But now that I'm on Halo, I can put in a little Halo line every now and then, and I drag you. No, let's get through the Destiny stuff, and then
we'll talk Halo at the back end. We're also taking name suggestions for how to change the fucking name of the podcast and incorporate Halo Destiny down under the Halo. No, we're not. Anyway, we're just kidding. All right, so yeah, honestly, we're as I said, we're in a pretty quiet period, but the biggest and probably the most interesting conversation I've seen going around this week was that about the amount of money that account recovery companies, the companies that you see advertisements on when you go to maybe you go to, I don't know, like Light.gg or whatever, and there's that banner ad for get your fucking recluse or you whatever, those fuckers. Now, according to Marco, he said that it's like 15 to 20 grand for an ad to do that. Now
hold on, let me have a look at what's Marco looking at right for fucking what's Marco at for what's his average number of views?
I don't know. Stalk the cunt for fuck's sake.
Let me have a quick look.
Matt's going to do some market research. I feel it's important to point out here. This is an integrated ad. This is like literally them spruiking it in the video and not like ads popping up or whatever that the creators for the most part have no control over. So if you are watching, whoever's video you're watching and they've got ads turned on, and if there's one of these pops up somehow, chances are they have no idea. Like this is what we're talking about here is an integrated ad, like when Maddie did the Sennheiser stuff, the mass drop stuff, or whatever like that. Like something that's actually in the video. Yeah.
So look, he very consistently gets over 100,000 views for each video, around 140. So pretty decent views every video. So what they would do is contact him and negotiate a price for integration, which would mean he would get a brief and they would say something like, you've got to talk for 60 seconds or a minute and a half, and you've got to show maybe the web page, and you've got to say that you can get 15% off, and you got to say that whatever they're trying to push that time, maybe whatever's popular, trials carries, okay, show them how easy it is, maybe you got to use the product, whatever, and then they'll give you a price, right? And then that's how sponsorships work. I've been approached multiple times, not because I've got a brand manager, they do all of that conversation for me, so I don't have to talk to people about money, and the brand manager just haggles with them to get the best price, and then they'll bring that offer to me and I'll say yay or nay, And I've never got to an offer because every time they've come to me, I'm like, this is an account recovery. This is very unhealthy for the game. This is a big no-no. The reason why is because these people basically, if they're getting something for you, they're probably going to be cheating, because especially when it comes to something like trials, because they're going to want to carry you there because they don't want to do it twice. So this is a big issue in the game. This is not an
Yeah.
appropriate sponsor for my channel.
I think
I've never
the
got
fact,
to the price
I think
yet.
the fact that I've never seen an integrated ad for an account recovery service yet sort of speaks to how widely acknowledged the fucking issue that it's kind of at very, very best morally opaque. You know, like no one's out there going, we can, like that is a fucking shitload of money when you were talking about it, man. Like that is.
Oh yeah, by the way,
and
like 15,000, 20,000 is, or that's what I was trying to get to, is way, 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 way more. Even for someone like Marco who's getting 100,000 views, it's, you know, it's still probably, it's still easily twice, if not three times, the more of an audible sponsorship or something else. So you can see that their profit margins must be fucking massive.
Or
Because
they know that what they're doing has a stain on it and they're trying to pay to overcome that. Right?
yeah.
Like, and I think that's the case. I think they've probably been approaching people. Like, I remember the first time you mentioned it to me that someone had approached you for it. Like, your brand manager had asked. And that would have been the better part of a year ago, I reckon. Now, I'm trying to remember when it was, but I suspect that it was probably about the same time that Destiny moved to Steam, because that was kind of when all of this shit started.
Yeah. And free to play.
Yeah, to really fucking ramp up. So, I think the situation we're in now, and look, I think it's fucking important that, right, like, because I will say some pointed shit about all of this, but I am not talking about your fucking mate who's a gun at the game and you give him your account for fucking 3 hours because they're going to do the raid for you or whatever. Like, this isn't, I'm not talking about, you know, your fucking friend who's helping you out in a literal sense. I'm talking about these paid companies that are doing this as a fucking clearly very, very fucking lucrative. That's the word, Maddie. Thank you. Very, very profitable business. If they can afford to be paying $15,000 to people to fucking, you know, yeah, that's. I feel it's super important to draw the line. Like if you're being helped by a mate, then that's one thing. This is another thing entirely.
It's the whole point of Destiny, is you have your friends help you.
Yeah, look, admittedly, I haven't had anyone on my account for a hell of a long time. I don't think. I think the last time I was probably back when I was on Xbox, maybe trying to get someone to get something of Zerv for me for a weekend or whatever, because I was away on holidays or something.
I'm away this weekend. I can't log in. Can you log into my account? Get Zerv stuff.
So it's not something that I've thought super heavy about, but like from my own perspective, because it's just like, I don't know. I'm kind of at peace with, if I don't have it, then I probably don't. You know, I don't deserve it. And if I really want it, I'll go out and that'll be the focus of my attention. But look, it's a double-edged sword, because Trials came in and it's definitely exacerbated this, because there's absolutely clear-cut benefit to being able to run through a Trials card. It's the only way to get certain things anyway, or reliably get certain things. I don't know. I think that like Trials,
there's definitely like a difference in. I think the thing with encounter recoveries, there's so many different levels to it. Like PvE, right? It's sort of like, hey, it's not as bad as Trials PvP, but it's like, okay, someone doesn't want to go through however many bounties, doing whatever. They just want to get it done. They've got disposable income. They want to have it on their account. So when the next expansion drops, maybe they want to do a raid, maybe they want to have the gun, whatever. That person who does the account recovery is unlikely to be impacting other people's experience.
Yep.
When it comes to PvE weapons in account recovery, what did I say? PvP weapons in account recovery. it is, or I can't not see people using cheats.
Well, that's you look at it too. Like, look, and this we're painting with a broad brush here. There are definitely people out there who do this and do it the right way and aren't cheating. But I still think that the only way to solve the problem is to stop it entirely. So that is be that as it may. You're talking now about trials that has had literally every casual player already pushed out of it by the fact that there were so many hackers and like that the skill floor of that playlist is just like you go in there and you're like, I'd say that the top 15% of players in Destiny play trials, and then everyone else just goes, fuck that. Like, I can't, it's too hard. So you're already talking about...
like, how many, like, amazing players do we watch and know? And even them, you can't guarantee you'll get the 7th win.
Not at all.
It's always a fucking nail biter. And, like, what business... How long does it take to get 7 wins in trials? What business would be like...
that's what I'm getting at.
The contractor of it be like, roll the dice, really, whoever we match. And you could be matching a hacker.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm getting at. I'm getting at like this. Like, they're a professional organization that will be making money based on how efficient they are, like every other fucking organization ever. So now you're in a situation where, we're in a playlist where it's either the absolute pinnacle of skill or it's hackers. And we need to fucking do this as quickly as possible to fucking make money out of it because it's a business now. How do you... And we're playing on accounts that aren't ours. There are no repercussions for doing the wrong thing other than bad word of mouth, which I imagine is largely redundant anyway. And even if Bungie did manage to ban the accounts for whatever the fuck they're doing while the recoveries are going on, honestly, I can't see any other way. Like, I see systemic and business model based account recoveries and the development of fucking and the arms race of hacking that's going on in Destiny. They are literally the same problem, because for people to be running a profitable account recovery business now, they're hacking. They nearly have to be hacking. Either that or they are just outright gods. And to be able to offer fucking Marco style $15,000 to $20,000 to put an ad in his video, they're pretty profitable, I'd say. So
yeah, I mean, imagine like, I'm so glad I would never do it. Never do it. And like, this is the thing, like, as a content creator, people give me so much shit every time I take a sponsorship. Oh, you shouldn't have done that. You're like, motherfucker, you know how much bullshit I could take and just pay off my mortgage?
Yeah, exactly. But there's that thing of like, the second you do that ad, like the ship sails on your integrity. Oh, he's the guy that spooks.
See you guys. I'm gonna
if you're ever gonna jump ship and go do something else with your life, fucking do that in your last video. Take the 20 grand, off you go. See you later. But
it's me bonus.
It's the golden handshake from all the hackers in the Destiny community. I don't know, man. And like, look, I get that people are time poor. I'm fucking time poor. I work a full-time job. I've got 2 kids. I play 3 days a week, and I play literally maybe, as much as it seems like a lot, like maybe 9 hours of Destiny a week, maybe a bit more. I'm lucky. I'm fortunate in that I've got friends that I can like line up and, be relatively organized with what I'm doing and get content done. So I don't begrudge you if you're out there and you desperately want something and you're willing to pay for it. But I just feel like at this point, you need to explicitly understand the impact that paying for a recovery service, irrespective of what it is, you need to know where that money goes and what it funds. And you can't, but you can go, oh, well, this is where it's likely going. And it's likely going to people who are more or less cheating to get through as many of these things as they can, so they make as much money as they can, because that's why they're there. It's not about the love of the game. It's not about helping you get the fucking weapon that you couldn't get otherwise. It's about turning over product as efficiently as possible. And the only way that I can see them doing it is cheating. So, yeah, I don't think it's... I know that there's a lot of good people out there that want to help people that want to do this recovery shit, and they're like, well, you know, I remember when fucking trials carries was a contentious issue. Like that was you know, you're helping people get things that they don't deserve. In hindsight, I'd take that a fucking 1,000 times over than this. This is just insane. So
yeah, there's a difference between teaching someone or playing with someone like a trials carry versus, hey, give me your account, I'll do it for you.
yeah,
There's a difference.
Yeah, well, that's the first difference. And now that it's like a business that'll take your account and do it, like, good luck. I don't want it to happen, but part of me thinks that they need to start going through and going, okay, well, you know, someone's going to eventually pay for an account recovery and they're going to get fucking banned. And then they're going to be like, why did I get banned? I don't use cheats. And they're going to be like, well, on this date, this program launched when you were doing this. And it's going to line up with when they had their account recoveries. And then at that point, they go, well, do I out myself as someone who uses account recovery services on Twitter and have a big cry about it and get no sympathy whatsoever and everyone tell me, fucking eat shit, you got what you deserved? Or do I just go and start a new account on the download? Because I'm sure it happens all the fucking time. You know, like, how many people do you see out there bitching about their account getting fucking locked a month after they've bought something off a recovery service?
It's a tough one because, how do you police it too? Like, how do you police account recoveries?
I just think they've got to update the terms of service. I think, like, Destiny needs to be...
Yeah, but how do you actually just know...
How do you actually police it? I don't think you do, but I think that there's a lot of opaque wording in that people kind of go, oh, well, it doesn't say that you can't do it.
Yeah, but how do you determine when someone's given you a login?
I don't know, geolocation. Surely that, like, when someone logs in
at the
from a fucking
moment, like, I'm
Russian
using
IP.
VPNs. I'm using VPNs all the time because of all the issues we've had with people basically, you know, trying to hack streamers and get information and DDoS them.
Yeah, that's it. And, like, how do you stop it? But I think most people, I think it would give people pause if they knew that, like, simply engaging in an account recovery was enough to get their account fucking banned, whether or not the person on the other end is cheating or not. Now, I know that seems harsh, but when you consider the fact that this completely corrupts, like, the intended fucking sort of composition of playlists like Trials and just distills it down into absolute sweatfests as quickly as possible and as quickly as it has. Like, look, that's not the only thing that's not right about Trials, but it's absolutely fucking a big part of it. I just think, like, they've got to come down and they've got to make it clear. Look, from this date onwards, anyone doing this, off you go. And you've got no right of recourse, nothing. You know, it makes it hard, man, but, like, you just can't. You can't give other people your fucking login. You need to do it yourself, or you can't, you know. It's just well out of control. How do you police that? Man, I wish I knew more about it so I could speak to that.
I think Warzone, someone just put in chat, Papa, with about, I think the mobile phone stuff that Warzone did was about making new accounts, which is probably more about trying to stop people who are just cheating blatantly, knowing that they'll get banned and recreating a new account. I mean, it's like we've said in the past, it's not a simple solution like anything that's a complex solution. A complex problem is going to need a complex solution, and, like, multiple strategies and multiple things sort of discourage it. I think it brings up, I mean, I don't have any issue with what's happening on streams unless they're doing account recoveries, but, you know, the people I know are just helping people in the community get through raid content or get through trials. You know, and like you said, that was trials up was a bit of a, like, you know, especially when it was trials up was only available for subs and stuff like that. Like, you could only get in raffles with, like, paid subscription. Like, it's
like carries is a bit.
It's not over the line, but it's pretty close to it.
Yeah, and I mean, look, I guess that's the thing, is that, like, at the time, I thought service streams were a bad thing. I thought, like, it was a toxic thing, but sitting where we are now, I'd take that 100 times over fucking this shit. So I just think
and once again, PvE is different from PvP again.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have any issue with people helping others get through trials. I think it can be incredibly entertaining for the platform. You know, someone carrying me through trials, I think is, you know, if they could fucking do it, it'd be amazing to watch. You know, it's oh, I don't know.
I feel like one day, and maybe this will happen. Maybe this is just a pipe dream, but one day we're gonna get the Great Purge, and it's gonna be they will implement anti-cheat. There will be no warning, and people like will be like, "Why am I banned?" And it was like 9 months ago. This happened on your account because you really wanted that fucking mountaintop, and now everything you ever worked for is gone. So,
yeah,
I feel like
it's definitely it's also a societal thing. Like I've never thought about paying someone to do, like, there's heaps of guns I wish I had. Mountaintop's one of them.
Yep.
But if I were to pay for fucking anything, it'd probably be Mountaintop. But I've just never even thought, like, of doing that. It's not something that
I don't know.
I would find.
I don't know. I mean, look, as I said, I totally get that people are time poor and shit, but I just don't think that, like, to know what that does to the actual, like, I mean, and that's the other thing too, is that sure, like, kind of to an extent, doing it in PvE is a victimless crime. But if they're hacking in fucking PvP, they're sure as fuck hacking in PvE to get through it quicker. Like,
Yeah, definitely.
You know, so
The other thing, I'll be interested to see what happened to the because Destiny. I wonder. There's definitely cultural things as well, because I know more like Asian cultures in gaming. It's very standard to pay for weapons. It's very standard to have more microtransactions, and it's very accepted. I don't know whether that. I wonder if that player base impacted this in any way. I don't know.
I'm not sure. I mean, honestly, I know nothing about where these services are based.
Because isn't there a different version of Destiny for Asia? Is that out?
there was a different one for South Korea, and it was South Korea. I believe it had no microtransactions. I know Etsy played it when he was over there, and it was like we were marveling at the differences. So maybe he can write a little bit in fucking chat and we'll read it out, because I know that there was something really weird that was like you needed to do this you could buy something, but it was actually just available free in game, and he went and got it and then had it on his account when he got home. So whatever, but yeah, so I believe South Korea is still on completely separate servers to us, but the rest of the world is not. It is all one big Steam. I think. I'm not sure whether that was just a Blizzard thing either.
Was there a push to sort of have a big? I don't know. I just think it's all like the mobile. The reason I bring it up is this like mobile gaming stuff as well, and I didn't realize how big mobile gaming is until you start looking at things like Facebook streaming. You're like, what the fuck is going on here? It's like all mobile gaming, and you like realize this other culture out there that's their video games. That's what they do. And like, it's so foreign to us.
Yeah, I know. Mobile gaming isn't something I've considered ever. Like, it's something that I want to do with my time. I think I downloaded a fucking Warhammer mobile game, and it was like, you can play this for 3 missions and then you have to pay. And I'm like, what? This is shit. And I never went back. But I don't know, dude. Like, at the end of the day, is it like, look, I'm gonna go off the deep end here, and I'm gonna bite off a few fucking incredibly contentious perspectives on how to fix this. But if you could just fucking go in and buy the gun from Bungie, buy it from Tess Everest, it completely negates the need for these services. But at the same time, it completely destroys the having something to chase. Right? So how do you balance that out? Like, I honestly, the reason that I'm so fucking wound up about this at the moment is because I think that with weapon sunsetting, this could become even worse. I'm worried that, you know, like if now all the guns that you paid fucking, you know, $50 to get someone to do a recovery on your account for fucking a year ago, now that they're expired and then a new lot comes through, what are you going to do? Are you going to work to get them yourself, or are you going to do the same thing you did last time, give another $50 and get old mate Hackatron to do it for you in half an hour? So I don't know. I feel like we're on the cusp of like something needs to like actually be done about this, because it's just rampantly getting out of control. So what did it say? He said, where are we? South Korea has their own regional servers, and you get stuff from Yuna, an NPC, who is a cross between Tess and Zer, but is actually in their PC cafes. They have that. They still have that. I'm kind of envious of that PC cafe culture. I reckon that is cool. I don't actually want to have to go anywhere else to play a PC, though. That's a bit poop.
Not so cool.
Not so cool. I want to stay at home and drink. All right. Look, I don't know. We were never going to find an answer with this conversation. Yeah, but I felt like it was one that we needed to have. And it's, you know, maybe we'll do a little bit more of this where we just sort of shoot from the hip and talk about more Destiny community stuff when and where it pops its head up. Because historically, we'd maybe have a little bit of a dig, but not really dive deep. Look, and I think the important thing is that I don't want to see anyone get banned, but I want everyone to do everything the right way and be upstanding and whatever. And I know that is not is not ever what's going to happen. So just if this is something that you have done in the past, fair enough, whatever, water under the bridge. But if you're going to engage in these services again, I'd just ask you to really think about the impact that it has on the economy of the game. And I don't mean that in the sense of like, you know, oh, well, who cares? It's a PvE fucking gun that I want, and you know they'll go and get it. I mean, in the sense that this puts money in the hands of people who are almost certainly paying for hacks, which then ultimately puts money in the hands of people who are developing hacks, which means that they can develop better hacks, which means that you are never ever going to get to the end of trials by yourself, irrespective of how good you are, if it keeps going the way it's going. So there we are.
Yeah, I think one thing we haven't really made clear is I think it could potentially have a huge impact to have that solution to cheats. Because if a business can't guarantee we're going to charge $200, $100 for trials. Dude, I saw, because of the people that contacted me, I went and looked at, I clicked on the site. It was a monthly subscription to get carried trials every week.
Yeah, wow.
You paid a monthly subscription to go to the lighthouse every week with whoever your account person is.
What, so they jump on your account and do your trials card for the week, and then...
Yep. And you paid a monthly subscription for it.
And the other thing that we haven't touched on at all in this is that it disrupts the one thing that is the holiest of the holy in the Destiny community. Because if people are using hacks to get through to speed run raids to get fucking anarchy or whatever, they're sure as fuck going to use hacks the next time we have a world's first race.
Oh yeah, that's going to be interesting. Hey,
so then
do you reckon, I don't think it is, I'm just going to say it, see what you say. Do you reckon this issue may relate to also give cause to the reason why Beyond Light was delayed? Or do you think that was just COVID general bullshit that was having a hard time getting everything done?
Honestly, I don't think that. I think that it's probably just that, you know, the world's been flipped on its head for the last 9 months, and it's been weird. But I'll sort of couch that in saying that I know for a fact that there would be people working on this shit around the clock trying to figure out ways to stamp it out. So in saying that, maybe these people have 2 months further to develop and implement whatever they need to do, and maybe it hits a little bit harder when Beyond Light comes out. So maybe that's what we see. I don't know. I'm kind of at my wit's end with it all, man. I want to play trials. I want to get in there and get better, but it's just not fucking worth it at the moment. So it's sad.
I saw a hot take from Slayer, who was like, said to Marco, "Fuck it, take the 20K." Like, he's like, "It's not against terms of service. Bungie's not doing anything about it."
Yeah.
I mean, it's very abrasive.
I mean, I did say that to you, you know, but you got to remember that at that point, you're getting your integrity, you're wrapping it up in a ball, and you're throwing it out the window. So if you kind of want to continue being someone that people look up to in the Destiny community, can you imagine the shit fight that would erupt around that? It would be all encompassing. Given the shit fight we saw 2 weeks ago with fucking bloody frames dropping and one frame flicks and all of that shit, this would be 10 fucking times that. I don't know. Look, you know what? I feel like we've talked over this, and until something new happens, we kind of just have to leave it and hope for the best. But
yeah,
I think now.
I guess the point I was trying to make is if let's just say you magic wand solution, which means you can just do anything. If Destiny, this is not a realistic scenario, but this is why it's a magic wand. Was Destiny was 100% hack proof, right? Imagine that scenario. Destiny was 100% hack proof. Would there be account recovers in PvP?
I think people would always do it. And honestly, I'll say this. This is the caveat to this whole fucking argument. This is me. If Destiny was 100% hack proof, I'd be fine with account recoveries because I'd know that at least someone was in there fucking actually doing it. I still think it's not particularly healthy for a playlist to have people better, right? It'd definitely be better than what it is now. It'd definitely be a world better than what it is now.
Yeah.
Because that is, at the end of the day, that is just someone skilled. Look, man, I'll jump in and I'll help you do it. You know, they're a flawed human that can make mistakes, and, you know, they're in there. Like, the argument is that, like, anyone who's rusted onto Destiny enough that is willing to go and play account recoveries and do account recoveries for people and is that good is probably going to be fucking playing on their own account if they're not playing on someone else's. So it really makes no difference. Don't know. I'd much rather that than this, but all right, look, let's talk about the Icy Boys, Matty. What have you got to tell us about the Icy Boys?
Well, ironically, you said you weren't on Reddit. I was on Reddit because look, I often don't go to Reddit because there's enough stuff. Why would you
go to Reddit?
Well, because I like to think of my own fucking ideas, right?
Oh, but I mean, harsh but fair. Okay.
No. Here's the thing. There's plenty of lore top. There's plenty of YouTube video ideas just by reading the lore, and you just, you know, that's
you don't really need it. Or you've never really needed it.
I don't need to go there to find out what to talk about. But when you've got a bit of a dry spell, you do. I'm like, I've covered the books. I feel like I've got the main topics from each of the lore books. I feel like I've covered the main story aspects of the season thus far. I'm actually getting a bit. I took Twitch suggestions last time I streamed, which by the way I did really well. So well done, fucking Twitch chat. You're really good at fucking clickbait. So you don't know what they want.
They know what they want.
Yeah. So I did go to Reddit, and I actually had come across it before because ever since Destiny 1, we've always seen a discussion around subclasses and how they're represented in game.
Yep.
And I've avoided the topic because it's an area of science that I'm not skilled in, and I just know that people will. It's fine being corrected, but I do like to get as accurate as possible.
Yep.
However, desperate times, desperate measures.
So Mylan's just gone out and taught himself an entirely new discipline of science this week, so he can bring you lore content.
I wouldn't say that, but I did try to read up as much as possible. I should have asked Sassy now that I'm thinking about it.
Mylan asked Elon Musk about this.
Elon, have you?
Excuse me, Elon.
So what do you know about the fundamental forces of our universe, our world, like universe, I guess?
Are you asking Elon or you're asking me?
You.
Oh, I know a little bit.
You know anything?
I know a little bit.
Well,
in
what
what
are
sense?
they?
Well, I mean,
like
gravity.
What are the fundamental forces of the universe?
Gravity and heat.
Yeah. So gravity's one, right?
Yep.
And then what? Electromagnetic forces.
Okay.
And I'm gonna say strong. Is it strong nuclear forces and then weak nuclear forces? Strong force and weak force. Strong attraction and weak attraction.
Okay.
Something like that, right? So ever since Destiny 1, people have been trying to match the energies, solar, void, and arc, to a fundamental force. Because, and the reason why is because the original Grimoire cards actually say the universe is defined by fundamental force. If you go read the arc, solar, void Grimoire cards, the very first sentence of each card says the universe is defined by fundamental forces. And then it gives a little bit of a description. So there's always been this connection to say arc, solar, and void are fundamental forces of the universe. And we as guardians, we use the light and we manipulate the fundamental forces of the universe. And this is where I add my interpretation. And when we actually see a fundamental force in game, like a void fucking vortex,
Yep.
it's then called void light. We've manipulated gravity
Into forming
into
super
void light.
Yeah.
And that's where it gets really confusing because a lot of the time in the lore it talks about void light and solar light and arc light. And in my interpretation is that's the very end of the process. It's like we are empowered by the light, we're empowered causal. We manipulate the forces of our universe, and the output is arc, solar, void, light.
Yep.
People match void to gravity because of a it has dark holes, black holes, right?
Dark holes.
Adam.
Fucking
as rated mature. Black holes have big gravity pools. He's got talks of singularities. It's probably the most contentious connection, the gravity and void, because a lot of the actual lore talks about void being nothing. It's the vacuum between everything. It's
the space between molecules. It's
void, right? So a lot of people don't necessarily agree with that. There's definitely, I was on Reddit posts like it. Stop saying void is gravity. It's not gravity. And I sort of agree with that. And then other posts being like, void is gravity. It must be a fundamental.
Did you add your voice to the Seas of Rees, or did you just?
No.
You could have. People would have been like, "Man, fucking Mylan Games is like
entertaining." Who would have thought? The arc is a little bit easier. Everyone seems to agree it's electromagnetic. All right, so that seems to make sense.
Yes.
People associate solar with a strong. I think Sassy put it. It's just called strong force, and the association. And this is why I don't like coverage, because
you don't
I'm
fully
like
understand it.
A second interpretation. So my understanding of strong forces is that it's the pulling fucking atoms together, and in some cases you're going to get a nuclear fusion.
Yeah, well, that's like the center of the what the sun's based on, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So it's like solar, nuclear fusion, strong force. Okay, so let's just say void's gravity, and there's an argument there. Let's say arc is electromagnetic, and then let's say solar is strong. So it leaves one fundamental force left.
Yeah,
which is weak force.
I think that it's
weak force is radioactive decay.
Yep.
So thematically, entropy and they sort of now this is another pick, because in entropy's like related but different, I guess. That's when you start adding the thermal aspects in. You have like this is my interpretation. This is dumb me fucking trying to work this shit out. So you have decay. Let's just look at decay first, because decay is perfect thematically for the darkness.
Yep.
Because it talks about decay in a couple of lore cards, specifically when the darkness actually speaks to Oryx. It talks about decay, because the light's about building, and the darkness essentially is about destruction and breaking things down to their perfect form. So decay sort of fits in thematically with it.
Yep.
I can see chats like losing their mind because I'm saying shit
I'm
wrong.
just
or
laughing
whatever.
at
Just fucking-
laughing at Etsy saying weak force, the force of me trying to open a jar of pickles. Get out, Eds. You're the size of a fucking house. You'd look at a jar of pickles and it'd pop open.
So weak force, right? And then you have I can't probably I had to write this down because I think if you say things in the wrong order, it doesn't fucking make sense. But entropy's in there too. And the best theory that I read about entropy is that, you know, our universe is expanding and eventually it's going to get really fucking cold because, you know, all this energy's been expended and we're going to go into what's called like the big freeze, the heat death of the universe. And that relates to the entropy, which is thermo stuff, right?
Yeah, well, it's basically just everything that keeps the universe vibrant and alive now will have dissipated to a point and moved so far away from each other that more or less everything dies of coldness. Right. Yeah.
So, exactly. So if the elements, if the solar arc, void, and stasis are indeed fundamental forces, and void is gravity.
Hi.
Hello. What's going on?
It just fell down the stairs.
Sure on?
Yeah, she's
All right. I'm doing the podcast. What are you doing? Yeah, go. I'll be out in a minute. Thank you. I'm trying to. I'm in here talking about the heat death of the universe, and you've brought the dog in, and he's farted. Now I wish the heat death of the universe would come.
Dude,
fuck.
You know that guy from BBC?
That's me.
Hey, can we clip? Because someone clip that. We'll use that for the next promo. The next fucking.
Log talking to his kids.
The next DDU. Next
At least it was the big one.
Tweet.
At least it was the big one. She's mild mannered. The fucking little one will just come storming in here and throw things around. Anyway, where were we up to? Heat death. Let's go.
Heat death, right? So yeah, the whole theory is that, all right, we're matching the elements we see in Destiny to their fundamental force. Stasis is going to be associated with the weak force, which is then we got this sort of this logic of decay and entropy, meaning cold, dead universe, meaning stasis is ice. I thought that was really fucking cool.
Yeah, I think it ties together when you paint it like that. But does it also mean that there can't be another subclass, another darkness subclass?
Yes. So that was the title of the Reddit post was we will not get another subclass. This will be the last element to add because we're out of fundamental forces.
Yep.
But
I don't know. I mean, I kind of feel fine with that.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Like that's the only ones we've found. Would quantum physics change? Like, would we have different fundamental forces if we have a breakthrough in quantum physics? I don't know. That's what I'm saying, man.
Are you asking the chat from Destiny Down Under?
I don't know.
Even worse, asking me about fucking quantum physics breakthroughs, because you might just Sass. Look, I think we're going to need to do an episode of this with Sass, because this is legit. This is Sass's thing. I feel like we've probably dogged him a little bit here because he could have just.
We have dogged him a bit. We should have brought him in.
We should have.
This would have been a perfect one.
Yeah. Oh well. I mean, he gets a fair run anyway, doesn't he?
Yeah. We'll bring him. Well, you know what?
Maybe closer to the release when we know
see what the
more.
backlash is like, because look, I've hopefully framed the video in a way that is like, please, internet, don't destroy me. I'm trying my best. You know, kindly correct me in the comments. So I'll be able to go back and have a look at the criticisms of the video once it's out, and that'll be fun.
And then put up part 2, the Sassy narrating in defense of Myelin Games.
In defense of me theory. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, and then I get an extra 10-minute video. Guys, I was wrong. There is a couple other theories that I jumped over, and I think it was like maybe stasis isn't a fundamental force, but it will impact a fundamental force and like break it down to ice. You know, it's sort of like the opposite
Yeah.
of solar is like it won't be a fundamental force, but maybe we'll modify solar somehow. I don't know. I can't remember.
I just think the saddest thing is that if you're right in this, and honestly, I think you might be. I think like 4 subclasses, and then they like look to retool the old subclasses, like the 3 traditional subclasses, into the way that they're designing this stasis subclass. I think that's fine. I think that'll add plenty of variety, and it'll be cool. I do think it's sad though that Adrian will never see his dirt subclass. Dirt. Dirt. I'm gutted. No dirt. All right. Well, look, what we might do, we'll open up chat. If you've got any questions, go for it. If you've got any, I don't know, theories on quantum physics that you want to drop on us in, say, 30 words or less, go for it. But I don't know. I feel kind of content. Like if they can do that and they can have it that tied to kind of like fundamental real world science, then I'm about it. As much as it is just bullshit space magic nonsense, I still feel like having it sort of tied to something cool that exists in the real world is cool.
Yeah. Someone asked about, actually, I want to tell this before I forget because I'm sure it'll come back up.
Okay.
I want to bring back to Halo, right?
Well, it's been like 45 minutes. You've done well.
So I said this to the Twitch chat. After playing like Halo 1 and then getting it halfway through Halo 2, not even half, a third way through Halo 2, I've realized the biggest mistake and the biggest regret in my life. So when I first went to Bungie.
Oh, yeah, dude. Yeah. Yep.
I met Christopher Barrett and all that kind of stuff. And then I got added to the anthology team after that. And then I got flown back there and got to meet the anthology team. And Lorraine McLeese was on that team. And she was super nice. Like took me out to lunch and stuff. I got to meet with a couple of the writers and Lorraine was there too. Took me out to lunch, had a chat. And like I've Googled just before, like who Lorraine is. Like, I don't know what the wiki's like. Creator of the Halo universe. Like she was like one of the original OG like concept artists on Halo. And she still emails every now and then about Destiny anthology stuff. Just to say, hey, what have we said about what have we done about this? Super lovely. But man, if I had my time to go back and fucking fangirl out about fucking Halo, oh my God.
I don't know, man. I think like next time it comes up, next time you can bring it up organically, just say, look, I've been playing through this and honestly, I didn't know at the time and I'm fucking sorry.
Yeah, I'm thinking about emailing
But that's
her.
the thing, like to know that like something that for her was probably 2 decades ago now, with the better part of, right? Like when CE first
People are
dropped.
still experiencing it.
And you're still experiencing it for the first time now and it's got just as much sting in it as it ever did. It's dude, that's powerful. That's powerful magic. That's good shit.
Yeah.
That's fucking unreal.
Yeah.
That well, there you go. I don't know that it's really the biggest regret. The biggest regret of your life shouldn't be that. It should be that you never played all of these games when they first came out.
I don't know, man. I've seen people say the opposite. I wish I could. You know. Do you think your experience is different between being fucking 10-year-old log and 30-year-old log?
Man, I was an adult when I played through those games. When did Halo come out? Like 2003 or some shit?
2001 was the first Halo.
Yeah, I would have been in year 11. It's cool. So I didn't play Halo 1 until about a year after it came out because I was just in full-blown heavy metal slobbering idiot mode and then sort of came out of that a little bit. And then it was sort of like I played games pretty casually through Halo 1, Halo 2, and then Halo 3 came out. And I just went off the deep end. And that was kind of the well, kind of why I'm here now, really. But I don't know. I mean, it's one of those things. I guess kind of you're getting, I'll say this for the Halo 2 experience, it is Like, I couldn't even remember it, but going through and watching it with those fucking cutscenes.
The cutscenes.
Oh. It is like, it's look.
I said out loud, I said, this is better than Star Wars. I said out loud.
Yeah, it is, dude. The Master Chief riding the bomb. Like, in this, like, fucking, it's just so ridiculous that it's nearly funny in a Doctor Strangelove riding the missile kind of way. But at the same time, it is, like, so fucking epic that you just can't,
Not like it.
You can't even. It is just that. But I don't know. But we were talking about it a little bit last night, and we were kind of like, Destiny by design kind of would really struggle to implement that kind of cinematic story. Not because of the other characters in Destiny, but because your character is your own character. Because, like, all of that is specifically written for, okay, you are Master Chief. You play through this as Master Chief. Halo 2, you've got, you know, the Arbiter missions, and you follow the Arbiter's story, and it's a handcrafted story, and really all you're doing is going through and stabbing things and facilitating the story that happens. Destiny, for all its epic moments, kind of can't do that, and that's probably the one thing that really saddens me about it. I would dearly love for Destiny to lean a little bit heavier into the cinematic sort of storytelling, but then again, we did see that with fucking, like, Curse of Osiris and stuff, and it didn't really work. So,
yeah, I think. Oh, look, I see a couple of questions from Newt and that, and I will answer them in a sec. The only thing I would say from it is, I think the only aspect that I see that came from Halo and transferred well to Destiny was an idea of having an encounter and having a set of tools to solve an encounter through trial and error. And I think that ended up, like, on Super Crack, which is what you told me, and ended up being raids. I think that aspect from Halo got transferred, and it's seen in Destiny raids. Whereas here's a set of tools, here's a specific placement of enemies, here's a very specific environment, with an awesome soundtrack, with awesome lighting, with, like, the whole, like, it's like if you took the campaign of Halo and put it on crack, I think it's Destiny 2 raids.
Yeah.
With the team. Yep. Ultimate. It's just everything to the fucking 100th degree. And I don't think anything else really applies. I don't think you can have an MMO like game.
By the same token, that is the exact reason why the campaign always feels a little bit meh. Because the campaign, first and foremost, is designed for everyone to be able to get through it. And it doesn't have, like, there's parts in Halo that are legitimately, if you're playing on the high difficulty levels, they're legitimately hard, and you feel like you've overcome something when you beat it. I can't really recall any mission in Destiny's actual campaign. I can't remember the name of any of the missions because none of them stand out. Where, you know, like, there's definite standout missions going back through the Halo franchise for that reason. You know, maybe it's the missions that you first encounter the Flood or whatever. They're, you know, I guess that's
the thing. Like, when I was playing Halo, every person was like, "This is my favorite level. This is my favorite mission."
Yeah.
I was like, "Motherfuckers, you said that about every fucking mission," and then they'll know the name of the mission, and they'll know that, you know, that specific part with the fucking first Flood dude with the rocket, you know, nails you around the corner in the library. And you're like, "Hey, wait for it. Like, you know, it's you don't really get those moments in Destiny, but what you do get is the raid moments.
Yeah, it's
the
kind of
first
like,
time you take out a raid boss, the first time you solve an encounter, you get those memories.
Yeah, I mean, I guess Destiny in a way is just Halo, but for teams. You know
Team
what I mean?
Halo.
It's Team Halo. It's, and I don't know. I mean, it's a design philosophy thing, but I would dearly love to see. I don't even know. I feel like we could nearly have most of the missions that we have. But then, like, the incredible cinematics that are in that remaster of Halo 2, if we could get them set in the Destiny universe, and, like, that in itself is another problem because it wouldn't be our character in them, you know, because they're pre-rendered cutscenes, so that's another layer of complication. So I think that there's a lot. I don't know. They're just. It's just nice to go.
It's so vastly different. It's so vastly different.
Yeah.
Newt said, with kills with stasis, create orbs of light, or should they create motes of darkness?
Can we not have motes? We could have orbs. I think they'll create orbs of light. I
Or
think that'll
darkness.
just be the mechanic. Maybe they'll remove orbs and they'll just be orbs. But if you're on the fucking stasis subclass and you can't pick up the orbs of light because you're on a darkness subclass and it's the only one of the three that is the darkness subclass, you're gonna feel a bit dogged by the boys, aren't you? Right?
Yeah, I just think from a gameplay fucking code game development point of view, it'll be
You're gonna get orbs of light.
You got to get orbs of light. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's too many old quests that require you to use orbs of light, and you just think about new players going in and be like, "Why ain't I creating orbs of light?" Because you're using stasis, mate.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ed's also asked about, are we going to? I think it was Ed's asked about, are we going to see stasis shields? We have stasis burns, stasis shields, and enemies shooting stasis.
Yeah, and we're gonna get stasis guns. I think we'll get the. I think we'll get the
You
sweet. I
reckon?
tweeted about that this week. It was like the logs dumb moment of the week. I'm like, are we gonna get fucking stasis guns? Like, and everyone's like, yeah, it was in the Vidoc. Like, fucking.
Oh, was it?
Sorry, but yeah,
Was it?
Apparently.
Was it in the Vidoc, or was it like someone who fucking screenshotted 0.5 of a second frame?
It's probably a screenshot or something. I
And
don't
it looked
remember
fucking
Luke
blue.
Smith explicitly holding up a fucking gun and saying this will be a stasis gun. But
Oh, the fallen were using stasis in the cinematic. They did have, they had different armor, and they had a snowy vibe about them. But did they freeze you?
snowy.
Do you reckon we will get frozen? Maybe.
I think by the abilities we will. I don't think being shot by a fucking stasis weapon
Why
will
not?
freeze you any more than being shot by a solar weapon lights you on fire.
No, hold on. Here you go. They would have already made it anyway, because it's going to be in PvP, and you can freeze guardians in PvP. So why not? Why would you not get frozen in PvE?
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just
Primarily,
thinking,
there'll probably be there'll be a specific weapon that is as annoying as fuck that one of the big baddies will have that'll freeze you. But I don't think they'll just like dregs ganging up on you will freeze you in place.
I reckon it could happen.
Okay. Put a fucking carton of piss on it.
All right.
All right. Okay.
Because I think.
So hang on, just be clear. You're saying that if you get shot by any stasis weapon enough, you will be frozen.
I'm saying there will be AI enemies that can freeze you.
I think that as well, but I just don't think it's going to be very common. I think it'll be scripted. But you know what? Look, I'll put my hand on my heart and say that I disagree with Mylan Games on principle. The better set. There we go. All right. Well,
Yeah, there's got to be a chilled but debuff where you just like we're going to get an ice version of the Hive Abyss from Crota, and you're going to get frozen as you're running between solar flares.
that would be fucking killer. Like, honestly, that is still one of my favorite bits of Destiny ever. Just for the sheer terror of being run at by 1,000 screaming fuckheads.
You know what we haven't talked about?
What?
The viral tweet, mate. Fallen Guardians when? Playable fallen characters when?
I don't think we'll ever see it. I
You
just
don't
don't.
reckon?
I don't reckon we will. I don't reckon we'll ever see it unless there's a significant story turn where the Traveler decides now the Fallen are okay again. I don't know if it has like a no takesies backsies rule or whatever, but like that's why they don't have the light, right? It's because they've been abandoned by the Traveler in a bit of a dick move.
Yeah, but
and it's moved on.
Mithrax is making House of Light, mate.
Yeah, but like, what's House of Light worth if like no ghosts go there to revive dead fallen? Because
That's
the
what we
Traveler
need.
doesn't want them, right? So
What's
do I think?
stopping,
I don't
what's stopping
know.
us from doing a fucking a fallen playable mission?
That would be cool. Just as an aside, that would be cool. But I don't think you'd be a Guardian fallen. I think you'd just be a fallen. Because then, like, if they could just go around resurrecting things willy-nilly, when do we get dog guardians? Because I want to be a dog guardian. When do we get gorilla guardians? No, I'm already an ape. Don't answer that question.
You're already a primate.
PvP jokes. Gamma Trap,
Well-
you're right. I just don't want Fallens. I just think 2 arms are enough. If you've got any more than 2 arms, I don't trust you. It's bred enemy by Halo.
Imagine the melee distance on a fallen guardian.
Just fucking shotgun punch 4 times. Shot again.
I just imagine fucking what's the dude from Mortal Kombat, Goro or whatever, just pulling a guardian above his head and ripping them in half.
Exactly. That's where my mind went to as well. All right. Well, what we might do, we might look to fucking wrap up here. It feels like a logical closure point. But thanks everyone for hanging out. And if you've made it this far into the recorded episode, whether you watch it on YouTube or fucking listen to it on any of the audio platforms it goes out to or wherever, thank you very much for your time. I hope you're having a safe fucking week. And Maddie, where can we expect the law to find people this week? Where's the law sneaking around?
So let me paint the picture. You're coming in on a drop ship, coming in hot. Your buddies on your left, buddies on your right. You land. Camera pans around. You're the arbiter. The law will find you in Halo. See you tomorrow again.
Oh, terrible. That's the worst one yet. Go to bed.
I know, it's not self-promotion.
Just tragic. All right, bye everyone. Just hang around for a raid.